Hello, everyone. This is Greg Giglio, and I'm here with one of the last remaining weekly video messages of the year. This is May 26th, Friday, May 26th, which is our last Friday in May, believe it or not. So we are down to single-digit days, very few single-digit days for our seniors and single-digit days for everybody else. So happy Memorial Day coming up. We have a 3-day weekend, so enjoy that last 3-day weekend before the summer hits. But we're going to start off with some shout outs and recognition. So one for Madame Ronsheimer, who's one of our French teachers. Just always kind and real. Thank you for the positive impact on my students. Then these next two actually were directed to me. So thank you very much. Thank you for continuing the weekly video messages. They were great during the COVID shutdown, and I continue to look forward to watching each week as we get a pulse on what's happening. Even though I don't submit questions or comments often, please know it is not for lack of interest. Instead, most of my question concerns are often already addressed by others. So thank you. And then another person saying, religiously listening to your weekly updates. As a parent, that's pretty much the only way for me to be aware of things. Please keep doing them. And I will be continuing doing these next year. They are kind of fun, and I do enjoy, especially when I get some of our guest speakers on there, guest stars. That's a lot of fun. Two more shout outs, though. We have a huge thank you to Mr. Byron Lee, our business department lead teacher, as well as our teacher in that department. My kid now loves law, is considering majoring in it simply because of Mr. Lee being an amazing teacher. And then thank you to the lunch staff for scanning cards for so many students and feed. They've been feeding averaging about 1,000 kids for brunch and lunch. So that's a ton. So really shout out to the hard work that those ladies do out there. It's great. A couple questions and concerns this week. Can you please explain what senior celebration is? We're excited to attend with our senior, but don't know what to expect. There is going to be a lot more emails and posting and things coming out. So, there will be more things that are posted. So just start looking for those emails and start looking on our website. There should be more information. But senior celebration is what we used to call baccalaureate. Way back in the day, baccalaureate was something that is actually a religious ceremony. It's never been a religious ceremony for us. It's always been sort of just a time to have a nice celebration with the kids. It's right prior to graduation. All seniors are invited. You do not need to be graduating. You can be a non-grad and still attend it. It's sort of one of the last gatherings of the class of 2003. It's supposed to be, it's a little bit it's not quite as formal as graduation, a little more formal than every day. It's very intimate, small number of folks. It's in the field house. We do ask just sort of parents and the seniors that come. They get to wear their gowns. They don't wear the caps. They wear the gowns. They can wear all the different, sashes and leis and whatnot if they have them to wear. And then we have student performances. We have speeches from myself, from the guest teacher, and then some students as well too. And again, space is kind of limited. It's in the field house, so please just know that we can't bring the whole family. That's really for graduation. I'll go over that in a minute. Somebody also asked, well, what goes on there? So if you kind of look here, you'll see there's a bunch of different. This is the program, and it just could change slightly between now and then. But right now, we've got a welcome from Mr. Wynn, our dean of students. We've got students playing music, and we have remarks from Sage Russell. We've got more music over here. I get to do a little address. Then Byron Lee is going to be, who was just named on the shout outs, is going to be doing the faculty address, some more music. And then there's a reception afterwards. So it's a nice, fun gathering. And it can be kind of emotional for some of the kids and parents, but it's just a nice way that without all the other hoopla that's going on. So if you get a chance as a senior, please come to that. Senior parents, please come to that. Everybody else, gotta wait your turn and come when you are, when you're a senior, and you'll enjoy it. Can you update us on the status of construction? What's going to be completed? When will it be done? All that kind of stuff. So yeah, construction was very much a pain this year in terms of where it was and what it was blocking. So that's all going to be gone next year. And so if you look down at the very bottom, I highlighted it in yellow there. There's no project scheduled for next year. So please and thank you. Hopefully we don't have anything. I mean, we love having the bond money. We love being able to update our campus. It's really changed in the 10 years I've been here, but yeah, it's a little tiring. So next year we get a little bit of a break. But so for the current projects, the B building is going to be done in the next couple of weeks here. Actually, it will be brand new and ready for the 23-24 school year. We'll be moving math department in there and a few other folks. So they're getting ready to make their move. The library quad, which is being sort of worked on right now, will be done before school starts. That's a summer project. Our science building is undergoing a modernization, not quite as extensive as what the A and the B was. It's a shorter one, but it's going to be ready for the start of the 23-24 school year. Please note that even though school is out in a couple weeks, there's going to be a lot of traffic and a lot of space being used up by those projects that are happening. There's going to be the construction trailers where they actually have their offices outside the S building. There's going to be about, I think we counted 11 storage containers that are going to be in there. There's going to be heavy equipment roaming all the way through there. A lot of room taken up by the construction parking. So if you can, please avoid the staff lot during the summer. And help everybody out. We also have two kind of big projects that are happening and really excited about. The pool is being replastered, and the floor in the large gym is being taken down to the wood and then repainted and refinished. So it's going to look really nice. And then again, everything goes well. We are ready to go. No fences, no construction, no loud noises. Everything going kind of normal for the school year, which for us is not normal because I've never had a year without construction here, but that's what we're looking at. Question about is the graduation ceremony going to be live streamed again? And we did it last year. We've done it a few years in the past as well. We used a different company last year. We're trying to make that connection again right now. That's our plan and our hope. We just don't have the details yet, but stay tuned. It's going to be happening. And again, that we should be getting an email out about that in the next week or so. Do seniors need tickets to come to graduation? Is there a limit in number of guests? So people are probably remembering a lot of the stuff we had to do with the pandemic. We had to limit people and have tickets. None of that's going on. There are no tickets needed. There's no limit on guests. It has many people as we can stick into the stadium as we possibly can. But please, and again, there's limited seating, obviously, but we can still seat several thousand people on the stands. And then there's standing room after that. Please note, though, that there is little to no shade out there. And so it can be hot. We're kind of checking the weather. We're getting some cool streaks running in there. So if we're lucky, maybe it stays a little bit cool. There have been days, though, when it's been over 100 degrees out there and it's pretty hot. So please come prepared. Bring sunscreen, bring hats, bring water, but try not to bring like big umbrellas and things and balloons and whatnot that will block the views of others, because that's hard. We also ask that you don't bring other like artificial noisemakers like air horns, that kind of thing, because what happens is you read one person's name and everyone goes, yay, and then you read the next person's name. And if there's loud horns and whatnot, some people might not be able to hear their students' names being mentioned. So we just want you to be mindful that, everyone wants their couple of minutes or a couple of seconds of fame right there, but please try not to impede on anybody else's celebration. We don't want to drown out their name. The other concern that starts happening with graduation is parking. Campus has very limited parking, especially with the construction that's going on. So please, if you can, have somebody drop you off, take Uber, carpool, walk, ride your bike, ride your scooter, whatever it might be. But just please, know that it's going to be tough. There will be parking for folks who have disabilities, and so we usually park them down the access road. So, or if you even need to, maybe you have some elderly folks, you can kind of help drop them off there, and then we can get to go find a parking spot somewhere else. But again, we'll be out and about trying to help that all happen, but there's no limit, no tickets, and just come and have a nice time and help us celebrate. There is a cookie reception hosted by the PTSA afterwards in the quad, where a lot of people come and take pictures and kind of say their goodbyes before the class officially disbands, and then their next event is the grad night party. So if they got tickets to that, then they'll be hanging out with the folks. Otherwise, that's their end as a high school student. That brings us to the last few important dates of the year. So we have Spring Study Land, which is an event for anybody who wants to come to the library on that Tuesday from 4:30 to 7:30. Get some extra time in studying. There'll be some supports, there'll be some tutors, there'll be some staff members. So a chance to kind of maybe have a little bit of fun and have a chance to do some studying. We do have our senior awards show the next night. I forgot to put on here, but senior finals happen next week, and then senior checkout is Friday, 6/2, June 2nd. That's where officially they don't go to class anymore. They get a lot of their gowns, they pay off their fees if they've got any, not fees, but like late, if they're missing a book or that kind of thing. And then the week then after that starts when we're taking finals here. That starts the senior graduation practices. But on 6/6 there is the senior celebration, which you heard me talk about, and then 6/8 is the graduation, followed by the PTSA's event of grad night. So, and if those of you who are trying to plan ahead or think about what the summer is going to look like, our first day of school for next year is August 21st. So put that on your calendar and know that you got to be back from vacation at least a little bit before that to do roundup and all those kind of fun things. So anyway, thank you. Hope you have a wonderful 3-day weekend. Again, congratulations to our seniors. You're all getting pretty close. Want to make the last few weeks here, few days, a great celebration. So thank you for sending in all your comments. There's maybe one or two more times to do that, and then we'll wrap it up for the year. So thank you. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you next week.